I'll just pass it on to who am I gonna pass it to? But before I pass it to you, Todd, I would like to say to Pauline, maybe we can meet in real life very soon. I come to Paris from time to time.
Thanks, Suga. Welcome, Corinne. I'm Todd. I'm in Colorado. And my intentions for today are just to listen. And I think, Orient, I do have some outstanding issues on the GitHub. So I'll take responsibility for those when they come up. Yeah, I think this is my first comms meeting in a few weeks. So again, kind of like Ben's, I've been traveling a lot recently. So this next month should be better. That's all I got. Pass it to Ashley.
Hey guys, good to see you, and welcome. What do you prefer to be called? Corey, Corinne, Karina?
So let's go with Corey because I think it's easier across all nationalities, to be honest.
Okay, that makes sense.
Yeah.
So welcome to you, and welcome Pauline for being here. My intentions just to kind of think back up, and maybe we discussed this merger thing. I was looking at the forum proposal right before this, of between like Connect and Comms and how they overlap and how they will connect in the future. So to discuss that a little bit more in this call. And I put an agenda item on there just to like kind of go over this event calendar that Giant Kin and I put in the Discord today, just like a quick little thing if we have time for that. And I don't have any distractions, and I will pass it to Nicola.
Thank you, Ashley. Hi, everybody. Nice to be here with you. My intention is just to listen and learn, get to know you, deepen my understanding of all moving parts in Giveth. And my distractions are that I'm going to have to jump off maybe in like half an hour to move in a different town. So yeah, happy to be here. And I sit to Clara, did you go?
No, not yet. Hi, everyone. Welcome to Todd and Corey. I'm really happy that I finally made it to the comms call. I've been trying for many weeks, so I'm happy to be here. I'm just here to find out what it's all about and see what's going on, and I don't have any distractions. And I don't know who hasn't gone, so
let's pass it over to Sim. Sim, can you hear me?
Yes. Hi, everyone. I usually have my camera on, but I'm just driving at the moment, so that's my distraction for now. But it's lovely to meet the new team members. Welcome. And I've got 3 agenda items that I included. So just wanted to go through those and catch up on the emails, and I see some emails that I haven't caught up on during this week because I've been busy with a lot of other things, but it would be great to just see what else is happening. And yeah, that's about it. And I will pass to Jess.
Thanks, Clara. Hi, everyone. So for me, my intentions are to listen, to learn, be more engaged, and I will also be streaming and recording the call. And I think I don't have any distractions. And also, I think everybody went, right?
Yeah, I think everybody went.
Okay, thank you.
Oh, somebody just jumped in? No. Somebody just left. Oh, hey, you're just in time to check in. Would you like to state your intentions and distractions for today?
Yes, thank you. So intentions, just, I don't know, sync up with everyone, advance in whatever I can help. I think I have 1 or 2 emails pending, sorry for that. And distractions, I I'm a bit hungry because I've been on meetings all morning. So I might at some point just make something very quick or be eating a little bit. That's it. Anyone missing?
No, that's everybody. Awesome. Thank you so much, everyone. Cool. So yeah, as I mentioned, I really want to burn through the things that are on the board. So let's just hit the agenda topics quickly with quickly, efficiently. First, topic on everyone's mind, new call time, and should we merge the Connect and Comms working group? So I left a long comment in this forum post. I think it might be valuable to kind of just merge the two groups, because especially going through the board, I'm noticing kind of like a lot of issues that are like coming into the autopilot, which affects like our email flows, or like it would also be useful to create blogs and things. So I think it would be really cool to merge them, but even if we decide not to, like if you have strong feelings about that, definitely post them in the forum. I mean, actually, we could give a second. Does anyone have any like really strong feelings of like, yes, I think that's what we should do, or like, no, we shouldn't do that?
I think I can think of that the Connect group does that community and comms don't do is like this research that they've been conducting a lot in the surveys and the thing. And I feel like that's really the only place where it doesn't overlap other groups that we already currently have.
Yeah, that's a really good point. I mean, I think it's still useful to potentially have the extra call time, especially for like, I mean, if it's collecting survey data and then like wanting to discuss about it, like kind of as a group, it could be like a placeholder call. Like we used to have it on a comms placeholder call in the scheduler, which we use like as a sometimes hack session where there was like discussion items that we needed to like get together and talk about more in depth. We would like use that call time. So it's like we could use the comms call to go over all issues regarding like if we're doing like outreach, if we're doing like emailing or any kind of like blog posting or videos or those things that kind of like overlap could be like within the scope of like this call. And then like larger facilitated discussions around like data that we collected from research surveys, we could have the separate call for. It might be useful, but a lot of the Connect working group isn't here, except for Claire. I mean, we're missing Melanie and Rainer, so it's like their ideas would be very valuable as well. I don't know, Claire, do you have a strong feeling? It was your suggestion in the first place.
It was my suggestion, and it was mainly because I felt it was that there was just this disconnect, which the irony wasn't lost on me that we were called the Connect group and we felt disconnected. And I think most of that was due to the fact that the comms call time was a little bit tricky for us. But the last time that we had the Connect call, we were talking about representatives from the comms team coming to our group to update, and it just seemed like there would be a lot of time lost just updating. So that was mainly where my suggestion came from, just to save some time. And we necessarily need to have a lot of meetings because we're all so distributed, but I felt this was one meeting that perhaps we didn't need to have so much, or if we could merge, maybe have a slightly longer meeting for the two things. But I like your suggestion about having a placeholder for sort of reviewing projects and working problems out and brainstorming. I think that's a really good idea.
Yeah, and I agree. I think the best place to start is just having it so that the calls could be accessible to everybody in both groups. I think that's really the major key, and then we can kind of like move forward on, once Melody and Rainer are part of it.
Yeah, agreed. Okay, cool. Well, so Karina Corey made an awesome doodle with different times, and it looks like our what we were thinking Tuesday at 10 a.m. Oh, Ashley, you can't make it? No.
So which one?
You can't make Tuesday at 10 a.m. Costa Rica time?
No, I think I thought I marked it. Maybe I didn't. I'll check it. I think I can. Tuesday,
okay.
Yeah. I mean, there's no other Giveth calls on Tuesday at that time.
You're the only one, so no pressure.
Yeah. Okay, yeah, let's do it.
And you're very important, so
let's do it.
Okay, cool. Well, that's awesome. So I think we can safely move the comms call to that time. I can do that on the Giveth calendar. We can move it to Tuesday starting next week. And then like we can still have the normal Connect working group call and the normal comms call, but then like can kind of like continue this discussion. I think maybe I'll even just put a vote in the forum and see if people think like my proposal of like merging them in this way and having the separate call time as a hack session base is useful. And then if we get soft consensus, then maybe we just start with that next week. Cool.
That sounds great. And also, it kind of brings us to the next topic, the calendar that I was talking about. So we'll have a new way to add events to our Google Calendar. We'll no longer like do it through the Google account. It'll be done like through the bot on Discord, and it's really easy. So anybody who has the working group steward role will be able to add events to the calendar or edit them or anything, and then the Google Calendar will reflect what that bot says. And if you guys haven't noticed, check out the event calendar channel up at the top of the list of all these channels in Discord. And you'll see here you can like subscribe to any individual, add it to yours. You can RSVP, you can receive notifications. It's way more user friendly to see what's going on where and when and all this stuff. So yeah, I'm going to create, I don't know, whether it be a document or maybe a thread in the working group steward channel to kind of show you guys how we would add the documents, but I think it's only really relevant for the stewards that will be adding them. And then if you guys just want to add an event to the calendar, you can ask me or Giantkin or your working group steward for that working group, and they can make sure that it gets added.
Cool, that's awesome. So wait, I guess I'll reach out to you, but how do we add events or change events? It's all in that channel.
It's through a dashboard. It's really easy. It's like sesh.fyi. It's the dashboard for the bot. And as long as you have the role working group steward, you can access the dashboard. Like you don't need to create an account or anything like this. It goes off your Discord role. You just log in with your Discord. And as long as you have this role, you can create the events. And it's super, super, super simple.
Cool. That sounds good. Awesome. Thank you, Ashley. Man, that is so cool. And then my question is like, so will it show up at the top as well? And it'll be like an event happening and you can click join and you'll jump into that call. Yay! I love that feature. Cool. Wow, major praise. Okay, awesome. Cool. So let's hit the next agenda topics. This Gitcoin Grant Round 14 is actually an issue, so I'll skip it for now. Sim, I think you added these onto the agenda. Did you want to? Yeah. Did you like? Are there issues for this on the board? I think this one is. Do you want to just mention the issues that you had added to the agenda, and like if any of them aren't on the board that we should talk about now before we dive in? Okay. Maybe she's driving. Okay, cool. Great.
Sorry, can you hear me? I was actually speaking the whole time. I didn't know that I was on mute. Sorry.
Now we can hear you.
Okay. So with the strategy and content, I was going to put together just a conclusion slide on our last just to conclude what we were doing with the strategy and that we were going to go into content. But I think that because Corey is joining, it might be better to just have a one-on-one or a smaller session where I just get Corey up to speed with what we've done there. And then we can conclude that or add in suggestions. And then the other item was the content plan that we were going to do together with Elizabeth and Lauren. You were also going to be a part of that, but maybe it's something again that we should just get on the same page with Corey first before we go ahead with that.
Sure, I'm down. We could set up a meeting. I mean, Corey just started on Monday, so she's still kind of getting up to speed with like how Giveth works and how all these processes are going. So I'm gonna still keep leading comms until she's like up to speed with everything. But I'd be down to have, if you want to just set up a meeting with you, me, and her, and kind of like work on those conclusions together. I think it would be valuable to bring her up to speed on things and then kind of like have her be able to kind of like take that forward. Yeah, I'm down. But let's should we make a call time?
Cool. Yeah, let's do it. I'm on leave on Friday, so maybe there's a time that suits us all for that day.
Cool. Maybe you could create a doodle and send it to us, or put it in the comms channel and tag us, and then we can figure it out from there.
Cool. That sounds good. Then the other one was just the website, the issues that I'd mentioned and that we'd been chatting about on the document. So I haven't created issues for those just yet, but just so everyone knows, we've put together a document that's got a couple of suggestions for the website, things that are marketing related, like moving buttons here, having certain messages above the fold when you land there, so that people can either know right away that they will donate, know where to go to donate, or know where to go to create a project, just to make sure that that's clearer. So we've started on that. I can tag anyone that wants to be a part of that document. But then we wanted to just create some issues from those once we've got all of the changes. And I was thinking, is it better for the team that's going to be working on it to rather have a consolidated document? Or do we send issues through one by one? I was leaning towards consolidated.
No, I think sending the issues through one by one makes more sense, because then they're like, it's more useful for the devs to have like a change this thing, or maybe there's like a few text changes on like one page, and then it makes sense to have it separate too. But if it's like different features on different pages, then they would need to have them broken up anyway to kind of split the load. So I think like once I made some comments in the doc that you created, and then like on some of them I was like, this is great, make an issue. And so like we could just make an issue like right away for them, and then other ones that we want kind of like just discuss and hack through more, we can create issues for later.
Cool. So yeah, I'll get on to that.
Cool.
Probably during this weekend. Yeah.
Yeah, thanks so much, Sim. Man, I looked at your issues and they were all really great suggestions. I was like, yeah, that would be better. So thank you so much for doing that. It's so great.
Cool. And then the last thing that I had added on as an agenda item was the categories, the Medium article categories. So we can select a couple of them. I've written there on the agenda what generally it seems that our articles encompass. If anyone's got, I haven't looked in detail through each of the articles though. So if anyone's got any suggestions of other categories that our write-ups may fit into at the moment, or we're going to be putting together content for in the future, then just let me know. It's not something that we do have to decide on and never adjust again, but that was the starting off categories that I had.
Nice. Cool. That sounds good. I think, yeah, I think I'll probably like give some feedback on that, like so that we have like maybe Give Economy or DAO, but I think we can kind of discuss it asynchronously in the issue. And if anybody else wants to jump in, the issues is really about like, I mean, right now these are like wicked out of date, but they were tags being used on Medium articles. So it's like when you click on this, it shows you all of the articles that use that tag. So we need to like create a new system of adding tags to our Medium articles, and then like go through like cleaning it up and putting appropriate tags on each one so that they fall under the right categories. So it's a little bit of like a thing to do, but the first step is just to kind of decide like what categories do these fall under. I think like, I don't know, we could even consider like maybe like in some way like our audience is kind of like new to Giveth content, or like 101 level content, and then we could have it like Give Economy stuff, and then we could have like DAO stuff, and then we could have like platform stuff, or like more technical things somehow. But I like where you started there, and I think I'll comment in the issue, the Medium tag issue.
Cool.
Also, Lauren, just a quick comment on that. We don't have to change the tags. There's an option in like Medium to like have the menu be what the categories are. So I don't think that you need to add tags to each of the articles.
Cool. And wait, so you can just add articles to a category?
To a category, exactly. And then have that category be on the menu.
That's way better.
Okay, so that'll be way quicker than should be way quicker.
Awesome. Thanks, Ahmad. I was looking at it before and I was like, it seemed the only way to do it was this tags way, which seemed to me illogical. But I'm glad it is illogical and not what they did. So cool. That's way better. Awesome. Okay. Let's see what else is here. Project outreach, featured project tweet, third project success stories, personal and talks. I added all those, so like they're mostly on the agenda. So let's move to the board unless there's any objections. Yay! Cool. Oh my god, I've been wanting to do this for so long because I look at it before every comms call and then I'm like, oh man, we still have that open. Oh, we really need to check in on that. So I'm glad we can take this time to do it. Yeah, so for anybody who's new to the call or new to how these things work, the Giveth Planning Board and the Giveth Zen Hub is like where we coordinate and organize all of our issues into categories and we communicate on each task. So I just want to kind of like go through them from the done column to the new issues column and just kind of like make sure things are assigned to people and like and can be closed if need be. I think this could probably be closed. The POAP, did we resolve the problem with the POAP? Should we make a process to distribute the POAPs every 2 weeks, or is it something that's like Ahmad will remember?
Yeah, I mean, at the moment, I was planning to do it with the givebacks. So just when I do the givebacks, I'll also send it there as well. Yeah, I mean, if anyone thinks of a better way, let me know.
No, I think that makes sense, and I love the idea of making our give back rounds like our time for everything. You know, it's like one day in Give. There's no days in Giveth. There's just rounds. You know.
Yeah, that makes sense. And yeah, we didn't really solve a problem with the spam, but it's on a Google form now, so there's no limit to how many people can submit it. So like we'll just have to clean it up later. Can you guess how many people submitted for the POAP? Who can guess?
Oh, is it 3,000?
More. 10,000.
Oh my
Yeah,
god! Oh no!
Like
so
99% of them are spam. So I added a question at the end, which is like an open-ended question, like just to see if they're bots. So like for the most part, people that don't answer that, I'll just take them off. And most of the emails, it's fairly obvious that they're spam. Like they have a bunch of numbers and like it doesn't look like an email. So I think it'll be pretty easy to take out the spam.
Okay.
If you need support on that, Algene would love to help.
Oh, okay. Perfect.
Do you know Algene?
I don't think so, no.
Okay, I'll put you guys in touch.
Okay, awesome.
Okay. Cool. I'll actually just tag her on this issue, Miss Jean. Cool. And if she doesn't, I think she'll probably get the notification respond to this message. But if you don't hear from her, I can also send you her Discord handle. She's great. She's in the Philippines though, so I mean, better time zone for you. She's awake when I'm asleep. Great. Type form for contributor feedback. Oh, this is actually Mitch and Rochelle. I think there's nothing we can do here. Gitcoin grant round 14 prep. So the decision. Oh yeah, you got it. You saw my. Okay, cool. You responded to.
Okay, so the question is. So what I learned was you have to apply or submit or whatever, create a grant project. And then afterwards, they decide if it's eligible or not. And if it's not eligible because you already have a token, then you make an appeal. So you have to do the appeal after, is my point.
But we've already created our grants are already up.
And it's very likely, I mean, not that I know, and maybe you or Griff know, I suppose it'd be very likely that it would be successful, because I was reading through their whole thread, the discussion about the vote and so on, which wasn't very divided, as you could see, by the way. But nevertheless, the outcome was that certainly it's a case-by-case basis. So if Giveth has been successful in the past, then I would imagine it would be successful going forward. But if it wasn't, then you can do an appeal. And the appeal is super short. And one of the questions was, what is your reason for the appeal? And it was, now you're eligible, or there's a gray area, and so it would be that we'd fall in this supposed gray area, I guess. So,
I wonder if we can just update our grant listings. Raise funds will be part of the matching round, and maybe we won't get disqualified at all and don't need to really go through the process.
That's what I think, and maybe I agree.
Griff, have you been paying attention to this? Because I'd love your feedback. You think that's a good idea?
I mean, we haven't raised money though. We created a token. We didn't raise money, So I think we just have to be hot to trot. I think we will get flagged, and then I'm not sure if that will change on the UI, and it will say this project is disqualified from donation or from matching round or not. That's what I'm really worried about, is if we get disqualified on the UI or not. I'm not sure if we will.
But I think we wouldn't. We didn't even last round. We updated our grant listings. They're already on there, and nothing happened. We didn't really actively try to raise funds, so we didn't get so many donations. But it's we didn't get flagged or disqualified or anything, even though we had our token.
Cool. Well, yeah, I think we just watch it, see how they play the UI.
Okay.
So I think that there's also a good chance that we just get flagged, and then Disruption Joe and the fraud team will just be like, yeah, we know, give us one of our tokens. That's okay.
Okay. So then, Suga, maybe the next steps for this could be just to update our grant listings. I think you have the power already for both. I don't know if we should really keep the Giveth Trace one open or not.
Right. I don't either. Griff?
I think we should leave it open.
Just leave it open and update it.
Mm-hmm.
Should we update it that it's the last year for Giveth Trace?
Yeah, but we're still paying gas for free.
Yeah. Okay. Okay, cool. So Suga, if you could update those listings with some recent updates, maybe you could just create a little draft of some of the updates since the last time you updated it, and for Giveth Trace mentioned, I guess that we're still paying gas for free. Then you could tag me and I'll just give it a quick read over, and then you could just update them.
Okay. And not to backtrack, but to backtrack, just to say that in this last Gitcoin grant round, they were doing the vote, which may also have been why we weren't flagged previously. I don't know, but whatever.
But it sounds like the only way, we're not making a new grant, so maybe we update and then we get flagged and then we see. I think that's just let's see.
Yeah, fair enough.
Yeah. Cool. What else have we got? Bring common stack prize contenders to Giveth. So Katabi is on this, right? Do you need any support or any updates, or should we just leave it to you, Dan?
Sorry, I didn't hear which one?
Commons prize.
I'm on it. I think I'm doing fine.
Great. Okay, add link in covenant to terms and conditions. I think this is done, Benz. Benz.
I think it's passed. If not, I think it's just time. I will check on that today when I get a chance to get connected and close it out after checking on it.
Sounds good. And just awesome. Yeah, just check that and then make sure that it's like the link is working correctly and going to our docs and the docs link looks all good. And if you just kind of like look at all the things and click all the things, just go ahead and close that issue. Cool. Okay. Get great projects from Gitcoin onto Giveth. So this is like big outreach and a lot of people supporting on it. Oh, Ahmad, you are.
Ahmad, yay! Everybody. Save the day on this one.
Nice. So we have all of their contacts. And we can just go ahead and reach out to them, right?
Yep. Although, bearing in mind, so this is important. This is all the projects. I mean, all of the top 1,000, as he said. So for anybody who's going to help on this, and Pauline, you mentioned, well, actually, that was before when I was telling you, Ahmad said he was going to extract all that. So he succeeded in doing that. And but this is like 1,000 projects that aren't necessarily meat space projects. So I'm assuming that this process is going to involve eliminating the ones that aren't really relevant for us, correct, Lauren?
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. And targeting the ones at the discretion of whoever's going and doing outreach. It's like, yeah. I'm going to look through these rows and then like read the projects and you're like, these would be great to have on Giveth, and then reach out to them because you like them and like use that tone as well. I think Claire's on that as well. Claire, do you have any questions on that? Or Claire and Suga?
The only question I have is how's the best way to divide it up? I guess pick a load of letters in the alphabet. And
well, I guess.
Do we?
I mean, sorry.
Because we don't want to be sending out emails to the same projects if we have.
Well, indeed. I mean, super simple would be just to like boldface one that you already did, for example.
Okay.
You know, something simple like that.
Or we just add a column to the spreadsheet that says like owning or owned by, and just put your name.
Yeah.
Yep, great. Research on donor profiles. This is something this is just like looking into it. I'm not sure, Ahmad, did you get to do any research on donor profiles? Like talk to anybody or kind of like check out who are big crypto donors?
Not really, but I think it's one that we should revisit for sure.
Nice.
Maybe someone else can help with that if they have any bandwidth.
Yeah, so this issue, for context to anybody who might want to jump in, it's like we want to figure out what donors want and what donors care about, and like who are the biggest crypto donors and how do we get them using Giveth? How do we let them know about Giveth? So like some ideas were kind of to determine how, like some things we could do with that is determine how to target our communications to suit those donors better, to interview some donors, to like create a donor profile and like maybe even make a list of people like looking at like their ENS names and be like, oh, you know, James.eth is a super big donor and it's like we should hang out with him or talk to him. And so it's kind of like this is like a research kind of like surveying thing that it sounds like this is kind of like the Connect working group kind of type of issue that might be worthwhile.
I was just about to say Melody might be interested in this, but I don't want to volunteer her in her absence. But maybe tag her at the bottom.
I'll tag her.
Yeah, maybe tag her in it. That might be good. And I'm thinking too, like maybe some in live of like it in real life events, like ETH Barcelona might be a good place to like conduct some of this type of research type things where we can actually talk to people in person.
Yeah. Cool.
Also, tag me, Lauren. I have some resources that might be helpful for this.
Cool. Great. Nice, nice, nice. Great. Should we take down the Giveth Galaxy page? Oh, I always like talking about Kai with this. Oh, there was actually a question for you, Ahmad. You probably lost this in the abyss. We were talking about, so I think he already took it down. And Kai was asking, oh, he was saying that we never added Google Analytics to our DApp.
Yeah, we did talk about this like a few weeks ago. I think that people don't want to install Google Analytics. So we were looking for other tools that would be open source or ones that like would let us store the data internally. So we do have a few tools that we could switch over to, but it probably won't be a Google tool.
Have you looked at the amplitude that we already have going in collecting data? Has anybody taken a look at that?
No.
Yeah, we have an amplitude analytics thing. I think Mitch has most of the information for how to access it and stuff, and it's kind of confusing for me, but maybe for somebody else it might be really easy to navigate.
No, but I think that the thing was that when you Google Giveth, the Giveth Galaxy page was the first thing that came up instead of the Giveth.io page. So I don't think that using autopilot analytics would really affect that. It was like, we never added Giveth.io to Google Analytics, so it doesn't show up in the search engine as easily as the Giveth Galaxy.
I see what you're saying, but I was saying not autopilot analytics. It's amplitude is what it's called.
Yeah.
It's like this tool that Mitch was using. And then, so all the data is being stored in there. We just have to pull it from there. So it's not like we haven't been collecting data thus far. We've been collecting data since before launch. So it is available to us. And I think that the search, the Google search, that has more to do with like SEO stuff, right?
Yeah, I don't think Google Analytics would have a big factor on how it's ranked, as far as I know.
Okay.
Yeah, I agree. I didn't think that there was any connection. The Google Analytics was really just to see how where our users are coming from, where they drop off, that type of. I don't think that it affects ranking.
There was something else that we had to sign up for. It's called Google Search Console, but like that's a separate thing. Like that.
But great. Okay. How do we communicate the amount of givebacks the user gets? So I actually assigned this to you, Karina, because I was thinking you might be able to pursue it. Elizabeth was looking into it. She comes in sometimes and volunteers and like helps out a little bit, but I don't know. I was like, we were just talking about it. In the other call we were just in, we were talking about the givebacks amount. It's like how people want to know when they donate how much givebacks they're going to get. And they're going to get 75% of the value of their donation at the time of donation sent to them in Give using the price of Give at the time of distribution. And part of it will be liquid and the other part will be streamed over the next 5 years. And that's very confusing.
Oh my God. Okay. Yeah. I get your point though. Yeah. I'm going to try to tackle that one.
Yeah, cool. I think we can talk about it in our call as well a little bit more, but just to give you a little bit of insight onto that, it would be super valuable because everybody wants to know. Donors want to know, projects want to know, everyone wants to know how much give am I getting, and we don't have a great way of telling people.
Okay.
Cool. Comms onboarding by. So this is an issue that is like one of these issues that feels like it's been alive forever and ever. I feel like we've been working on this for a year. and I don't really know where it is. Like, Suga, you were working on it. Jay was working on it. Maud was working on it. I don't really know. What do you guys think about this? Because I think what Jay had put together was a little bit incomplete and never quite finished. And I mean, I think it would be great if somebody would just want to champion this and bring it home so we could actually put it up in our documentation. There is a lot of great content in here, but I think some of it is also not helpful. Maybe some of it is. Yeah.
Yeah, I think a lot of this wasn't all just comms and stuff. It was just a big mess. It's a big mess. It needs to be like sorted out and brushed and braided.
Yeah, exactly. Brushed and braided. Exactly. Somebody needs to clean these dreadlocks. Okay. Well, perfect opportunity to anybody who wants to right now. If not, I think I just I mean it's important. But it needs an owner. And if nobody's gonna jump onto it, then let's try to burn through the rest of the issues. Oh yeah, hey Katabi. There was an outstanding question on this. Invitation for verification goes to projects that are unlisted. And Katabi wasn't able to unlist his own project. Were you able to resolve this, Katabi?
No, I am actually. I have it on my backlog. I have not looked at it. Sorry.
It got lost in the abyss. But wait, so did you test it with unlisting a project, or because I think Ashley, now that she's back, could also just like help to unlist projects, and I think Nicola has the power too, right?
Yeah, Nicola or I could help you with this. Yeah, I have like 30 minutes after this call before my next call. If you want to do it then.
Yeah, sure. Let's.
Cool. That'd be awesome, and then we could just close her. Cool. But yeah, and then in the future, for you, Dan, and anybody else who wants to know, Ashley or Nicola are people who can help you with unlisting and listing projects. Yay. Tweet thread for Crypto Philanthropy Podcast. I assigned this to Elizabeth, but she's not here, so I think let's not touch it. Connect social media platforms together. So there was some cross-posting that actually made it so there's some interesting stuff happening in our social media that I haven't been looking at. Apparently Melody has been tweeting from or posting on our LinkedIn, and so it's okay that it's not cross-posting from Zapier, but there's weird stuff going on the Facebook where it actually Zapier is resharing anytime I comment on anyone's post, anytime I retweet anybody, and it's kind of weird. I'm wondering if we can change the settings in Zapier or if we should just disconnect it.
Yeah, I looked into it. There's not any way just to have normal tweets. Like it's either all or nothing. So we should choose if we want to turn it off or not.
I think we should turn it off. I mean, I'm not sure. What does anybody in this call think? This is what it looks like. Hey, reach out on our Discord if you need any help getting started. I think it's weird. Like, I retweeted somebody's tweet. It doesn't even show up the whole thing. Yeah, I don't like the retweeting and the commenting thing. Like, I'm seeing a 404. I responded to someone's tweet. You know, it's like.
Is there any Zapier is connected if we've got a scheduler? Like
sorry,
the plan.
what's the question?
Is there a reason that Zapier is connected if we've got a scheduler like that plannable.io?
Oh, I think this was connected a while ago. So if we're using that, yeah, I mean, let's disconnect it.
We haven't started using that yet,
we haven't
right?
Started. Yeah, we haven't started yet. I was just wondering if there was another reason that we were using it, but yeah, as soon as we start with the scheduler, then that issue would come to an end.
Yeah, I think that's a great idea to start using the scheduler. I love it. I remember seeing it. And I think that we just did this because our Facebook was having like nothing. It was just dead for probably years. And so we just wanted to have some stuff go to there. So we set up this Zapier thing, but I think having the schedule would be a way better solution.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, it's so sad. Like, come on. That's a gift. Like, it's just, I don't know. Yeah, let's disconnect it for now. And yeah, if we start using Plannable and having like auto post to Facebook, that might just be better. And then we can make our Facebook also simple and maybe just like have somebody who like plans out the month in advance for like 3 times a week or 2 times a week or something. And they're just like, they're not all the time like updates, but just kind of like explaining what is Giveth in different ways. Like when you donate on Giveth, you get Give tokens back. Get your project verified by doing this. It means this. And like these things that are universal truths, we can just like create different versions of them and have like the Plannable be sharing them out on the Facebook. It might be a cool experiment.
I'm curious, is there somebody, like if people are commenting or leaving responses on these posts, is there somebody who's keeping an eye on that?
Well, I mean, if I scroll down, none of them have any likes or comments.
Yeah, I know right now, but I mean, like in the future, if somebody were to comment or post something that's like, you know, inappropriate, would there be somebody who knows and could remove that from our Facebook?
We were discussing it. We were discussing it in the last call, and I think we didn't have anybody who wanted to actively potentially do it. Like, but I mean, I'm totally open. Does anyone want to do that? Does anyone want to support with the Facebook? I think we could also talk about it next week after we like if we look at like setting up the Plannable and what that would look like. We could get someone to take on the issue of like drafting it and then maybe see if someone wants to maintain it a little. Yeah, right now there are people who like this is a business page. You know, I don't know if I'm sharing my screen and I'm so confused on Facebook because I never use it. Like somehow there are like people who are owners of this account or something, and like I have a Giveth Facebook that I made that I could share the access to with LastPass, and that's an owner of this account. So I don't know. So, Facebook. Someone who uses Facebook would be better at this probably. But for now, let's just disconnect Zapier for Facebook. And okay, so giveaway and contest ideas. I think we don't need to go into that one. I don't know what this is.
That one could be closed now, I think.
Oh, I love it. Love it. Give power documentation, token swaps, tweet thread. So this one is just on here because it would be useful for us to kind of like, we got all these token swaps done. It would be really cool to make a tweet thread about it. But Jack was on it and now Jack isn't working with us anymore and just sitting here. Well, let's touch on issues that people are assigned to. Give power messaging key, brainstorming. So I think like, yeah, I mean, Todd, you were working on this, but I think the focus on the region pool stuff is like more important now, and this can be come back to later. So,
Sounds good.
Email blog posts to invite to add your project to Giveth. Yeah. Okay. I want to get through the ones. These are like, so there are issues that are on the board that are like, if somebody needs tasks, there are things that can be grabbed. Like this is another one. Like we could write it, like we should or could write an email. Well, actually, we already wrote an email like for the Gitcoin project outreach, but it might be useful for us to like write a blog that's kind of like 101 level-ish for projects. So it's like, why use Giveth as a project? And that would be like a useful blog post to write. But I don't know if anyone on this call is like feeling like writing a blog post. I don't think so. Unless Suga's looking for more work.
You know I am.
Oh, wow.
Oh dear. Yeah, okay.
I can take you off of it. Not for this week. It's this is like could be an evergreen piece, you know.
So yeah. So what I haven't chimed in much right now because I was thinking I'm gonna talk to you tomorrow, and we can maybe work on what would be best for me instead of just like whatever random thing is out there.
Yeah.
There might be some more important things than others.
I definitely agree. Send a monthly email to remind people to donate to projects that they donated to before. Was what Marco was suggesting. Okay. Guide for projects, volatile versus stable coins. That's something you were working on, Claire. Oh, you're working.
You can close that one as well. That's done.
Sorry about that. Wait, so you finished it in Notion, and then what are we going to do?
Yeah,
with
what
it?
do we do with it afterwards?
Did you just write it? Did anyone review it?
It's been written. I don't know. I haven't had any comments on the issue.
Well, so since you're jumping into the comms call, like our process for things in comms, it's like once a first draft is ready, then like to tag people in the issue and like definitely use your discretion for the best people to tag on the issue. Like I'm a good one for all kinds of things. Suga's an amazing writer and also knows a lot about what's going on with Giveth. Ashley as well. And then like anybody else who like wants to volunteer to get like more involved in those things. Ahmad is also great at reviewing these things, but I would pick like from a couple of those people, or you could, but like I would pick like somebody who would have like also maybe expertise on the subject. Like if you're like, oh, you would be good at writing this, and then tag them and ask for like a quick review, and then we could put it on our documentation instead of just having it in the Notion. We can put it in our docs, and then it becomes a resource we can share with projects.
Okay.
Yeah, and there's also a label like on the right side. If whenever you're making an issue, you can go down and you can add like a label to it. And there's one that's like needs review, and then move it over to the column where it's like the review up for review/QA column, and that way people know that it's there and it's ready, that you've finished it, it's ready for review, and then somebody can take a look at it. And when once we get a consensus on that, then it can move to done.
Okay, fabulous.
I just realized it's already noon, so we got through about half the board, and I'm feeling already better about it. So thanks everybody for jumping through that with me a little bit more. If there's issues that we didn't update and you want to just go through the Giveth planning board and like leave comments on any of your outstanding or assigned issues, it will be super helpful for kind of cleaning this up. And yeah, thanks for your time. We'll see you next time.
Hey, very quickly, like if someone has to leave, they can jump out. But I wanted to, I created a thread on Discord, beneath ideas, and for everyone that is engaged with the part of helping projects, is a potential partnership with a technology company that basically helps to create collaborative tools for web browser, and they have an initiative for co-creating NFTs and minting them and then selling them right now in OpenSea. And this is an opportunity that they're extending to Giveth and our projects. So it will be great to have your comments on that thread.
Cool. Thanks, Ty.
Thank you.
Okay. Bye, everyone.
Bye-bye.
Bye. Thanks, Lauren. Hey, Kotabe, if you want to hang out